So what I've got here is a kind of a mojo setup, a mobile journalist setup on a smartphone with a decent microphone that's going to be a wireless portable solution that will feed into a production streaming laptop. That's behind me running vMix. No, it's running XSplit right now. The whole system is based around the Newtek NDI protocol, and on this camera we'll be running the NDI camera application. Currently it's running the Lumix application because I'm controlling the camera as I do this video. Just take you through the three main components here. We've got Huawei P10 Android phone here with the Newtek NDI Cam app that will be running on this. As I said, at the moment it's running the Lumix app here. And we've got a TRS breakout cable here that breaks out headphone and microphone. And then we've got a BOYA microphone here. I'm going to give you the number of that. It's it's upside down, PVM1000. It's a reasonable microphone at around 80, I think 80 euros. Has an XLR output, but also an adapter that allows you to use the battery inside to provide you with a sort of a line level input that can go into the P10. I'm going to take this off the tripod here because obviously this is supposed to be a mobile solution, and I'll just show you how I would use it. The idea is that, well, it's got a couple of uses really. Firstly, I want to use it for some events where we're going to go into the audience and we're going to make sure that the Q&A video and microphone is working well. So again, going close to people, asking questions in events, and we'll get a decent microphone and a decent picture that we can bring into our live stream production. So it'll be like a third camera or maybe even a fourth camera. So there's the NDI Cam app running on the Huawei P10 there. We're connected over AC Wi-Fi to the separate router I've got here. In some cases you'll be able to share the Wi-Fi on your laptop. If it shares in AC mode 5G, you could be in luck. I tested with the Surface Pro 3 recently. The Wi-Fi was working. There's not enough CPU power in that because the Surface Pro 3 down clocks when it gets too warm. So don't use the Surface Pro 3 for live streaming. But if I just switch that on now, you should see in the background, if I bring that laptop a little bit nearer because it's probably out of focus right now, you'll see that as I move that, the camera is fairly responsive there. We've got the audio going through here as well. I'm not playing that back because we'll get some echo, and you'll see that I've already put an overlay on the screen there, so I can actually send that out as a live stream from this camera directly. This is an Asus AC1750 router which has been working really well, and outside up to 50 meters away in low bandwidth mode on the NDI Cam app seems to work fine. We have a high bandwidth mode and a low bandwidth mode. We can turn the mic off, we can change the brightness, and we can also, on the back camera, we can zoom in as well. So given that this is a 4K recording device, you can actually zoom in 2x without any degradation in full HD streams. If you're doing 720p streams, obviously you'll be able to zoom in a little bit further. So at this point you're probably asking yourself, what is the quality like? Well, this is the section where I'm going to give you the details on the quality, and as you can see coming from this smartphone now, it's fairly responsive, good frame rate, lip sync seems to be okay, but the actual image quality is not good, and that is because it's running 360p out over NDI. The phone just isn't strong enough to handle from full frame rate 720p, and if I switch that on now, and you'll see the quality of the image improves, but you might see some frame loss. We're running over Wi-Fi. You might see some lip sync problems. I'll leave that running for a minute because you might actually see some dropouts as traffic goes across the network, as stuff happens on the phone. Now, this problem will be solved after time because, of course, the phones will get more powerful, and we'll also get the NDI HX implementation of the protocol, which uses lower bit rates as well. So what's it useful for now? Well, maybe something like this. Now let me just switch that to 360p here. And two things I want to show you here. One, that I'm using green screen. So OBS here is running with chroma key, and you can see that. But the second thing is when you start to have two images in a full HD picture, you start to reduce the effects of the low quality on the separate pictures or the separate videos that are coming in. So we've got 360 coming in on the camera, and so that can be used, for example, in Skype conversation or picture-in-picture when you're blending that external video into something else. And I'll show you a little bit more on that in a minute. Now, what I want to switch to now is this, and this is a slightly different setup with NDI, and I want to make sure that the volume's not too high on that. I'm using a Lumix G7 here with a Rhode Filmmaker mic that's coming in here, but the whole lot is coming over NDI as well, and the G7 doesn't have NDI. So what I've got here is the Newtek Connect Spark adapter, HDMI input, AC 5 gigahertz output. You can also inject audio into that, and you can do local recording onto SD cards, HDMI throughput as well. It doesn't run on battery, it needs mains power, so that reduces the mobility aspect of it. So this setup is not as mobile, but it is full HD coming over here. As you can see, the quality is pretty good. If I had some decent lighting, you might even get a much better picture. I've just got one LED lamp in front of me, and it's obviously a little bit too bright, a little bit blown out here. Now, let me just do one more thing, and that is to bring that smartphone in on top. So that's NDI on top of the Lumix. Now then, whoops, sorry, I had two audios going on there. I hope you could hear what I was saying. So I was saying that the delay on one is not the same as the other, so you have to tune the delays on the inputs. But the important thing here with this setup is you can basically keep your mixing desk, your mixing laptop fairly free. You don't need capture cards or HDMI switches or anything. You just need the HDMI inputs, and that is a real advantage because it keeps the mixing table nice and free, and it keeps requirements for the mixing laptop free as well. So using, and you saw some dropout on that NDI on the camera there, so using OBS free software, we can stream out using that as well. I'm doing a local recording here, but a free, live stream wouldn't add too much load to it. In terms of load, I think probably here we are, 33% utilization on the CPU, and in fact I don't think it's even it's running at 3 gigahertz, so it is up at a fairly high rate of performance. But that's pretty good for a 4-year-old quad-core i7, 33% utilization with that green screen going on, 2 NDI sources. We've got the overlay on that picture as well. Let me switch back to that, and thank you for watching, and offer the opportunity to ask questions on NDI, the Newtek Spark and the NDI app on the smartphone there. Also, if you're in Bonn and or Cologne or the North Rhine-Westphalen area and you're thinking about corporate live streaming, you're thinking about event live streaming and video marketing as well. That can be product marketing, brand marketing, corporate marketing as well. And you're looking to have your own setup. So you don't want to go into a studio. We do offer that if you need it, but you're looking to set up a little studio. These two solutions here are very, very interesting for people doing this sort of stuff. Clean, easy to use, flexible solutions. That camera is a great photography camera, a great video camera, and also a great live streaming camera. That Rode video mic breaks the connection between the microphone and the camera, and that NDI stuff can be used in the studio if you want to set up your own little green screen. I can show you how to do that with free software, and talk about some of the limitations and some of the ways that you can enhance the video. High Blue Studio in Bonn is where we're coming from. So on Facebook you can check that out and like that page to get more updates. I want to tell you, we've just published a really interesting guide to corporate live streaming, a very transparent expose of live streaming based on our experience 2016-2017, where we made failures, we made mistakes, and then towards the end of 2017 we had one of the most successful weeks of live streaming we've done in the last 2.5 years of running. We've taken all that information and we've put it down in a document for you to talk about the risks, to talk about the costs, the options, and take a look at that, and feel free to share it and use that to think about whether you're going to build your own setup or whether you want to come to us and do it here in the studio. As I said, this has been a pretty rough setup in terms of the live stream recording on OBS, but I hope it gives you an idea of the sort of things that can be done. Thanks for watching on that camera and on that camera, and we'll see you on the next video.